2 goals, 1 half. The first American to score twice in a World Cup game since 1930. 96 years between that record and Friday night in Los Angeles. Nobody outside of football circles knew his name before this match. Everyone does now. Here's exactly who Folarin Balogun is, how he got here, and why it changes everything for the United States at this World Cup. The record. The USA beat Paraguay 4-1 at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, their joint biggest win in World Cup history. Balogun scored twice before halftime. The last American to score 2 goals in a single World Cup match was in 1930, the very first World Cup ever played. In Uruguay, before television, before modern football existed as we know it. 96 years between that moment and what happened on Friday night. That is not just a statistic. That is a statement about how far this player and this team have come, where he comes from. Folarin Balogun was born in Brooklyn, New York. He moved to London when he was 1 month old. 1 month. He grew up entirely in England, went to school in England, learned football in England, developed as a player entirely within the English football system. By every logical measure, he should have ended up as an England international. He is not. And that decision changed everything. The choice. As a dual citizen, Balogun played youth football for both England and the United States. Both countries wanted him. England had the stronger claim on paper. He had represented England at youth level for years. The USA worked quietly and persistently behind the scenes to convince him. In 2023, he made his decision official. He chose America. He said the fans gave him motivation. The belief they showed him was unlike anything he had experienced. The chance to be a focal point for the United States on the biggest stage in football was something he could not turn down. England lost a striker they thought was theirs. America gained a player who just broke a 96-year record. Friday night proved definitively which side of that trade came out ahead, the club career. Before the World Cup, Balogun had already announced himself at the highest level of European football. He went out on loan to Stade de Reims in Ligue 1 in France. 21 goals in 37 appearances. That is a striker finding form and never letting it go. Monaco noticed, Monaco paid. He joined AS Monaco on a permanent deal in 2023 and continued developing into one of the most dangerous forwards in French football. Lethal in tight spaces, clinical in front of goal, fast enough to punish any defensive mistake. Everything you need at a World Cup. The performance. Paraguay are not a weak team. They are physically strong, defensively organized, and difficult to break down at any level. The USA broke them in 7 minutes. Christian Pulisic drove the early pressure that forced an own goal in the 7th minute. Then Balogun took over entirely. First goal, a slick one-touch finish from a Pulisic cutback into the bottom corner, no hesitation. A second goal was ruled out moments later for offside. He did not stop. Second goal, he dropped a defender to the floor with his movement and lifted a finish into the top corner. Pulisic said it clearly after the match. The kid is insane. He is lethal right now. We are lucky to have him. That is what the USA have going into the rest of this tournament. What it means. American football has spent decades trying to be taken seriously on the world stage. Friday night in Los Angeles was a different conversation entirely. 4 goals, a dominant performance. A striker breaking records that have stood since before their grandparents were born. Balogun did not just score 2 goals, he gave American football something it has always needed. A world-class striker who chose to be there. Brooklyn born, London raised, Monaco polished, and completely, deliberately, American. 30 days left in this tournament. If Balogun stays this sharp, nobody is going to be asking whether the USA belong here. The game has not changed. Balogun just introduced himself to it. You're welcome.